Clearly, I want to dance, right? Well, first of all, didn't we make the right decision, the best decision to come to Glide this week? I feel just so much, even if I wasn't speaking today with our Speaker Emerita, I think I would have come to Glide this morning. It helps that I live 2 blocks away. I'm a Tenderloin resident. And so this is my home church. It is such an incredible, essential institution. I would say in a normal year, this is one of the most essential institutions in our city. But this year, and in the coming years, we cannot possibly think of how we move forward to make sure we take care of people who need us right now without Glide. And I don't know about you all, but this past week I've actually been praying more. I've been talking with God more. So I want to thank God for Glide right now. I want to thank God for our Speaker Emerita, Nancy Pelosi, who we are so incredibly blessed to have fighting for us right now, fighting for everyone who needs her. I'm so grateful, and we are so blessed to have Dr. Fromer, Minister White, the entire staff of Glide. I think about what we're up against right now. And I think about who is going to find themselves under attack and who has actually always found themselves under attack. People who feel like no one else sees them. No one else cares about them, that their dignity, their humanity doesn't matter. People who are right outside the door right now, people we saw when we walked in here, our neighbors, people who don't have homes, people who found themselves addicted, people who are immigrants, transgender neighbors. But they have Glide. Here they are seen and they're cared for and they're loved. Glide makes them know, make sure that they know not only do we see them, but we love them. We care about them. They matter. And that's the fight. You know, it's a political fight, right? Where thanks to our speaker, we may win the House, and that's so important. But that's the political fight. What the real fight that we are in the midst of right now is the fight to make sure that every single human being has dignity and value and worth and is seen and cared for and loved. That is the real fight that we are in the midst of. And we communicate that to them in many ways. We communicate that to them first and foremost from here at Glide, with all of the people who are here, the people who work at Glide, the staff who are here, who, if you need something, if you're just feeling like nobody cares about you, you need a meal, you need health care, you need somebody to talk to, you need to sit down and make sure that somebody can connect you with shelter or housing or treatment or help, all of that. These folks right here see them. And they care about them. And they don't ask you, let me see your papers, let me see your documentation. That's not what it's about. If you're a human being, you matter here. They care for you here. And they also deserve to have a place as beautiful, as inclusive, as deserving of their worth as human beings. And so I want to thank our Speaker Emerita for the investment that she made in bringing back millions of dollars so that this place can be as beautiful and as inclusive and as accessible, as deserving of what the mission of this place is. So I'm just gonna, we talk about what we're up against right now, and I think in that fight, I'm so happy that we have Glide. I'm so inspired by what San Francisco is going to bring to this fight, and we have to remind ourselves who we are and what we stand for. The haters are going to hate. Us, we got to love. We got to love. We got to love. And what Glide has told you and showed us with Janice and Cecil is that love is always more powerful than hate. Love is going to win over hate. Compassion is going to win over hate. And whatever they have, whoever they have, the haters have what they have. But you know what? On the team of love, we got Glide, and Glide is like our Steph Curry. Glide is the Steph Curry of love and compassion. So I feel we're going to win the championship. I want to close because as I was coming over here, I was thinking about Glide. It wasn't that far. I live 2 blocks from here. This is my home. And people come not only to Glide, but they come to the Tenderloin because they feel that, and they've experienced that everywhere else they've been, people don't see them, they don't care for them. And here, at our best, we include them and we see them. I want to share a quote which is one of my favorite quotes, which is something that I think about when I think about Glide. This is a quote from Father Greg Boyle. And this to me is something that I hope that we can remind ourselves, especially now, of how we live up to this vision. We must inch ourselves closer to creating a community of kinship such that God might recognize it. Soon we imagine this circle of compassion. Then we imagine no one standing outside of that circle, moving ourselves closer to the margins so that the margins themselves will be erased. We stand there with those whose dignity has been denied. We locate ourselves with the poor and the powerless and the voiceless. At the edges, we join the easily despised and the readily left out. We stand with the demonized so that the demonizing will stop. We situate ourselves right next to the disposable so that the day will come when we stop throwing people away. Right now, we recommit ourselves to not throwing anyone away, to broadening that circle of compassion, standing with the easily despised and the disposable so that the throwing away stops. That's our mission now. That's Glide's mission. That's the mission for the years to come. That has been our Speaker, Nancy Pelosi's mission. That's the fight. And now the building will be even more beautiful as we take on that mission and that fight, because there is no more important fight than making sure that the throwing away of people, the disposing of people, stops. Everybody matters. Thank you so much, Glide. I love you. Thank you.